Hello, today we're going to go over final grade verification for PowerTeacher Grade Book. First thing we're going to do is go into our grade book and make sure that we are looking at the right reporting term. And then we go to our first class. Now in this case we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes. We do not count the attendance class because we don't give grades in it. We'll start at the first class. 5 classes. The first class, we will then go to grade setup. Go to the correct marking period, which in this case is M1. Now some special things happen in M1. We don't allow any grades lower than 70, and we make sure that we comment on grades that are overridden to get to the 70 point because of that reason. So the thing that we're going to check in step 1 is grade setup, marking period 1, or the marking period, whatever marking period we happen to be working with. We have to make sure that we're set to category weights, making sure of that. Then we have to make sure that we at least have these 3 categories: classwork, homework, and test. We also then have to make sure that the weights are correct: 50 for classwork, 10 for homework, and 40 for test. Now we can include other categories in this list. However, we must make sure that they have correctly weighted values. Also, if we have assignments that are in categories that are not on this list, they will not be included in the final grade. For instance, if we have an assignment that is set as a project, we must then have project in this list of categories to calculate the final grade. Now, the second step is to go back to the score sheet, making sure that we're in the right marking period, and we're going to look at this final grade column here. In the final grade column, we're going to just scan down, making sure that all the grades are as they should be. Because this is the first marking period, we make sure that all grades are above 70 or above, rather. In this case, we have a grade with a percentage that's different. In every case, every override that is ever performed, we must make sure that both the score and the grade and the percentage are equal. So that means that this percentage will be 90. In the case that we left it at 89, what happens is the report card shows the grade, which in this case would be a 90. And if there were all 90s on this report card, then this student would get a honor roll. But since honor roll is calculated on percentage, this person would not get on the A honor roll because there's an 89, and our A honor roll states that all grades have to be 90 or above. So that's why it's important, if we're going to override the grade, we have to also override the percentage to the same value. Comments can also be input at this point. Positive comments are encouraged. To place a comment, you select the comment bank and select from one of the preset comments. There are some positive comments in here. Demonstrates knowledge of concepts. Participates enthusiastically. Is working hard and making progress. Is working at or above potential. These are all things that we can give and place on the report card to give the student encouragement. Alright, we've corrected the score to equal what the percentage is now. And we've checked to make sure that all of our grades are correct. In the case of SPED students, where we may have overridden, and I'm not saying that this person's a SPED student, I'm just going to use this person as an example. We double click and number 1, we override the grade to at least a 70 or whatever grade is appropriate as determined by the teacher and the SPED teacher. Then we must also comment. The comment that we'll place is extended learning. We'll insert that comment. That comment will show up on the report card, and it does indicate that this is a special ed student and this grade was overridden because they have been pulled out and have special ed related studies. I'm going to clear this back to normal here. It's still in override mode. We can tell that this is in override mode because of the red exclamation point. That grade has been overridden. That means that our checkbox is still on. I'm going to turn it off and it will calculate the grade again. Happens to be the same grades. That's good. Alright, once everything has been verified that it's correct, we will make sure that we've saved any changes. And our last step is selecting the administrator notification box. That's this box. We let the administrators know that we have finished by selecting final grades complete. We can put a comment in here for the administrator saying whatever information you might want to pass on to the administrator. I apologize for being late. My grades will be done by noon today. I had a problem with one of my students' grades. I'm having a parent conference, and grade will be completed after that conference. Things of that sort. If you have no comments, you can leave it blank, but make sure the checkbox is on and you hit OK. Now you'll notice that the M1 in progress will then change from a gray color to green, and the words will change to M1 grades complete. That lets you know that the administrator notification box has been turned on for this grade, for this class. We're now complete with this class. We then have to perform those same steps for each of the rest of the classes. First step, grade setup. Making sure that M1, category weights, classwork, homework, test, 50, 10, 40, then the score sheet. Scrolling down the grades, making sure that all of the grades are as they should be, comments are inputted in the places that they need to be, and that the grade complete checkbox is checked on. Then we're done with that grade, or that course. We go on to the next course, and so on and so forth through the remainder of the courses. Now in the case of elective teachers, you may have over 30 courses. Please ensure that you do these steps for each and every course. Once that is complete, there it is, the grade verification form. This is to confirm the accuracy and correctness of the reporting and of final grades for this current 6 weeks. Here's what you have to do. In this dash here, you are to place the appropriate number in the box, in the dash. So in this case, I had 5 courses to take care of. So I would say for each of my 5 classes, I've confirmed the grade setup categories. That means the classwork, homework, and test. The weights, which is the 50, 10, 40. And the assignment categories. That means that I don't have any assignments that are not covered in my grade setup. If I have a project, if I have an assignment called project, that means that I have project as one of my grade setup categories. You confirm that all of this is correct. Once you've confirmed that, then you place your signature in that box. The next one, for each of my 5 classes, I've confirmed the correctness of all final grades. That means that all your grades are right. The numbers in the final grade category are correct. To include special accommodations for extended learning, that means I've overridden where necessary and placed comments where necessary, and or IEP requirements. Once that's complete, you place your signature in this box. The next one states, for each of my 5 classes, I've confirmed that I have marked the administrator notification box. That's that box that states grades complete. You're confirming that you have marked all grades as complete for each of the courses that you teach. Once that's done, you make sure that the M1 is placed here for that marking period. You print your name, sign your name, and date the form. This form is then turned into your supervisor and placed in your file. Please ensure that you take time to correctly and efficiently and accurately complete all of the steps talked about here, and do it for each and every one of the classes that you teach. I thank you, and I hope that this clears up some things. Have a good day.